Is your Chamberlain LiftMaster belt all jacked up? Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you how to change it. Well, hey, how you doing today? We got a LiftMaster Formula 1 that's got a broken belt on it. You can see right here.
Damn.
So we're going to replace the belt on this. First step, you want to unplug the unit. All right, we got it unplugged. Now what we want to do is we want to take this cap off. There's two 1/4 inch screws that you have to take out. There's one up here and then one right there. So go ahead and take those two off. Now that you got the cap off, just lay it off to the side with the two screws. We're gonna come by this spring, the spring load right here, and you're gonna take a 1/2 inch wrench. And you're just gonna loosen that guy and take it completely off of there. Once you get it loose with the wrench, you can easily spin it off with your fingers the rest of the way like I'm doing right here. It is a long-winded bolt, so it's going to take a minute, as you can tell. Alright, so now we got that off. We want to take the spring and go ahead and take this little washer and just go lay those off to the side as well. Alright, so now you got that spring loosened. Go ahead and pull that guy out of there. And this is where it broke off at. Take this piece off. You got to kind of twist it to the side. Alright, there it goes. Now we have the belt off there. You see it's kind of tangled up. Go ahead and take the old belt off completely. Alright, off with the old. That's what we got. Now it's time to put on the new belt. So now that we got the old belt off of there, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and just close the door down all the way. Alright, now we want to get it all the way against the floor like the opener was shutting it. So if your door kind of drifts up a little bit, what I like to do just to get it to be completely against the floor is take a pair of vice grips. Take those vice grips and you can just grip it right above a roller, and that will hold it in place like it was in a closed position. Okay, so next we want to plug it back in. And you may ask, why are we plugging it back in?
Why?
Well, we're going to get this machine in the down settings. We don't want it in the up settings. Actually, we don't even know where the belt broke and where the settings are at. So we're going to get it to the down position. And how we do that, so we're going to want to come to our wall button and press it. We can hear the machine running, so let's go ahead and come down to the safety sensors and let's run our foot in front of it. I heard the machine stop and reverse like it was going back open. The light was flashing because the safety sensor picked up an obstruction and reversed it back open. So now we know that the opener is in the up position. So now we want to press our wall button again. Let's let it cycle until it shuts off. Alright, so now it's shut off. Now I know the settings right here. It's now in a down position. So when we put this together, these limits aren't going to be too far off, and we shouldn't have to monkey around with them, but if we need to, it's just going to be a minor adjustment. So now let's get the new belt. This is a new style belt. There are two different types. There's new style and old style. New style, you can see the tooth pattern on the new style belt is a lot closer than an old style, which I have an old style here. You can see that the teeth are a little further away than what the new style is. Comparison. Just an FYI, Chamberlain belts are longer than LiftMaster, so make sure you get a Chamberlain belt for a Chamberlain machine and a LiftMaster for a LiftMaster. So that's important. Make sure that you get the right belt. And it's not a bad idea either to contact LiftMaster, because on some of these models they have a lifetime warranty on the motor and the belt. Alright, so now let's do this belt. Alright, this piece right here, although it's broken, so we need to take this chain link off. If you use a straight screwdriver and push from this way, it'll pop off pretty easy. Be careful and don't stab yourself. So let me go ahead and take this off. It comes right off. So that piece right there we can just throw away now. It's garbage. So now we want to take our chain link and the hook, come to our new belt. Let's pull that guy out of there, and we need to reattach it. Take the chain link right there, hold it. We're gonna take this guy, we're gonna hook it on there. That goes next. Take that. It's easiest if you just hook it. See how I just hooked it? Hold it with your thumb, swing it around. Lift up one, bring it over. See how I lifted up that piece. Slide it over, and then I press down and push with my thumb. So I press down on this, push over with my thumb. You can hear it snap into place. I'm sure you know how to do a chain link, but there's how you do that. All right, next. You want to go to the old belt that you took off, and we got to take this part off and put on our new. So let's do that. Alright, we got that off. Let's throw that old belt away. Get your new belt, and you're going to reinstall it on the new belt. Hold that there. Next is that piece. Right here's the last one. Let's push that down. Just like that, and it locks into place. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so we want to pick up our new belt, and we want to grab the end with the hook. And we're going to climb up the ladder. We're going to come up to the front of the rail. Now that you're up here at the front of the rail, you want to take your belt and you're just going to wrap it around that front pulley. See how that works? Just like that. Let's take our hook. Remember this part? Let's hook it back in. Sets right inside of there and clips right in like so. Let's make sure our belt is wrapped around the pulley, which it is. Now we want to grab the rest of our belt like this, and let's take it back to the machine. Okay, so now we're at the back of the machine. There's our sprocket. Let's go ahead and wrap that belt around that sprocket, just like that. Now we can just pull down the rest of this belt. Alright, just like that. It's around the front pulley. Now we have it wrapped around the sprocket. And let's take the rest of the belt up to the front. You're going to want to grab your spring and your little washer. Let's go ahead and grab this part of the belt. Let's take it up here and let's put it right back in. Alright, we got it in there. Now we want to put on the washer first, and then we want to put the spring.
Last but not least, the bolt. Go ahead and spin that guy back on.
Alright, so I tightened it back up, got the spring, got some tension on that. Your belt, you don't want it too loosey-goosey, and you don't want it too tight. You want it like right in between. As you can see how I did mine, I just I do one of these numbers. And you can feel if it's super tight, and obviously if it's loosey-goosey, you're gonna see it sagging. That's about where I need it. If I need to adjust it, make it a little tighter during operation, I will. You can do that, but I think it's good for now. So now once we got our belt on there, it's not a bad idea to go through and make sure, you didn't get a twist in the belt. Sometimes when you put it on back at that pulley back there, you can get it twisted. And then when you get it all connected up here, it gets like that on and not know it. So just make sure you put the belt on right. Teeth, obviously, are going to be facing the inside of the rail. Now we got to put that cap back on. Go ahead and unplug it, because really anytime you're working around the sprocket, you want to unplug it. You know, you don't want someone to accidentally hit the button and your fingers be anywhere around there. So just safety, just unplug it. Let's get that cap back on. All right, cap's back on. Let's go ahead and plug it back in. So before I actually run it with the door, pull this rope. Let's go ahead and disengage it. And let's let the opener run by itself, a cycle up and a cycle down, and kind of see, you know, if our limits are close. It went up and hit the back stopper bolt, so that means we gotta adjust the up limit down a little bit. So let's go ahead and just run it all the way back down, and we'll check that down limit. Okay, so it stopped right there. It needs to come down a little bit more, so the down limit needs adjusted down. But let's take care of that up limit first. We definitely don't want it bumping into the stopper bolt. So you're gonna come over here to your limits. You're gonna see a garage that has an arrow up. That means up limit. And you can see this dial. If you turn it clockwise, you're gonna make the door open higher. We don't want to do that. We want it to shut off a little sooner. So let's go counterclockwise. Let's do like half a revelation. Like that. Cool. Now let's run it back open and see if it bumps into the stopper bolt. Still bumps it a little bit. So let's go ahead. We know that we need to back it off a little bit more. But now let's go ahead and adjust the down limit to close a little bit more. So we come here to the down limit, and like I said, it needs to go down just a little bit. So let's go just like a half a turn. Don't get too crazy. Now let's try it all the way down. That looks more like it. So now let's hook it back up. Which how you do that, you pull your rope, you pull it back to the machine to disengage it, and then you pull the rope towards the door to re-engage it. But before we send it up, let's adjust that up limit one last time. There's our up limit. Let's back it off another half a turn. There we go. Now let's try it all the way open. But this time we're gonna have the door hook into place because we know we're getting really close with our settings. All right, so we're going open. Looky there, we shut off about 2 inches away from the stopper bolt, and we are right above our header line. That's where we want it. Door's out of the opening. So let's try it down and see where we're at. There we go, it's nice and tight on the floor. So our down limit is set, and we got our new LiftMaster belt on. It's a pretty easy fix, so thanks for following along. If you got any questions, please comment, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Yeah, first and foremost, you want to make sure your garage door works great by hand, meaning you can take it loose from the garage door opener and run it manually up and down with ease. So that's the tip of the day. Have a trained professional come and adjust your garage door, and that will make life a whole lot easier and happier for your good old LiftMaster garage door opener.
What better time to do a shout out when you're stuck in Austin traffic? So I'd like to thank this week Sam Squires, Garage Door Openers, and last but not least, what's his name? And last but not least, Liberty Auto. So once again, thanks a lot, guys.